bit.
Yeah, there are cows.
Okay, yeah, I just find it.
Okay, we are back
Stormhaven
as
Island.
the party makes their way
Sounds dope.
to the city of the dead,
I don't want mine on.
accompanied by Lord René and Never-Ember. It's about, at this point, it's already near sundown. I'm gonna say like 5 p.m.
Did you say it was 4 p.m?
Oh, 4 p.m.
That
Well,
shop's closing quicker and quicker.
still near sundown.
We've got a lot
4 p.m. in
It's
the
winter, yeah.
midst of winter. As you make your way towards, you see the familiar gatehouse where the Temple of Kellenborg is, and the groundskeepers of the city of the dead kind of like live and organize their stuff. So what do you do?
Burn it to the ground.
Medicine, should we talk to the keeper to see if there's possible that then?
What it said. Yeah, this place was.
Okay, so you go there. There is a stone door. It is all built in the manner of a crypt-like temple. It has a symbol of Kellenborg. It's a squat building. It's not like super big because it is a place of kind of like contemplation and respect for the dead. So there's no ostentation in the temple. But the big stone door is wide open, so presumably still open to the public.
Yeah, we'll walk in.
You walk in and you see it is a very Spartan-looking temple, and the main area, the central area, is kind of like a reception where presumably relatives of whomever die come to talk to the Ambrose, the Knight Templar, the Knight of Kellenborg, that organizes everything here. And there is some kind of like privacy in like other rooms and whatnot, so this is kind of like a big reception area. And there you see one of the acolytes raises her head and looks at you, and the moment sees René, she goes, "Oh, Lord René, we weren't expecting you today. Do you come to visit your family's crypt, your mother's crypt?" He goes, "Yes, I'm here with some friends of mine. I come to, as I always do every month, to place flowers in my mother's tomb."
And we've also
And he's kind of looking at you for like, "Okay, guys, take it from here."
we've also come to speak to Mr. Ambrose. We forgot the flowers. There was an incident a few days ago, or maybe yesterday, but taking place near Lord René's tomb.
Oh yes, yes. Wait here, please. And he goes back inside, and there's like a small office with a stone door. Opens it and comes out with an aging man. Looks to be Tetherian, so from the Soul Coast, kind of like white skin, balding hair, balding head, and very simple black tunic with just a big chain, silver chain with the symbol of Kellenborg. Looks at you all. "Oh yes, yes. Let them come in." And you're all led inside where there's a very small office, again Spartan, there's a small desk. "So yeah, first of all," and he kind of like grabs and takes out some coins.
A reward, that's true.
This, I believe, I'm going to check later, but these are the other type of Walter Davian coins. These are like worth 20 gold each. So he gives you a bag with 60 dragons. "I believe this is what I was promised for your service in dealing with these undesirable factors within our domain. So thank you for dealing with that. And you wanted to know what the creature knew, if I'm not mistaken."
Yeah. We were going to do it ourselves, but yeah. I'd like to know.
Unfortunately, there wasn't much we could get out of it. It just refused to cooperate. No amount of
reinforcement was enough to get it to say anything except for the fact that it laughed about our fate in the very near future. We managed to ascertain that they have a connection to the Lord of the Nine Hells themselves. Whomever brought this creature here brought it under the auspice of Lord Asmodeus himself. These are no lower level Nine Hells envoys. This is traveling news indeed, and I thank you for bringing it to our attention.
What does that mean?
It means that whomever is partaking in these devilish rituals is doing so on behalf of some kind of pact with the Law of the Nine Hells.
If we were to kind of look at myself almost, if that makes sense, like aware of the fact that I'm a tiefling and we're talking about the hells, know any potential leads for those responsible, what would the course of action be on your behalf? Not saying we do, just out of curiosity. Should
No.
we come across anything in the future?
This is something for the temples of the city to deal with. We protect the boundaries between life and death and passage to the open arms of Kelemvor. We will contact and collaborate with any of the temples, but we won't deal with this kind of issue ourselves, although it is certainly very troubling, the fact that they were here. Although it's not the first report of these kind of creatures showing up in the city. Someone's been opening portals, and this is part of it, we believe.
Portals to the Nine Hells?
Portals to bring this creature through, yes, through a pact with Asmodeus.
Do you have any other incidences similar to this that you could share?
Not within my domain, but we've heard of incidents happening all over the city, sightings of these foul creatures. Normally not as brazen, attacking someone like they did attack you. They tend to, imps, they tend to act as spies and information gatherers. They're not shock troops. The fact that they attacked you must have meant something particular, but it is not for me to pull from that thread. You wanted to know. This is all I know.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ambrose. It's been
If anything happens here in the city of the dead, let me know. Within my domain, I am the law.
Lord Renaer, after you.
Yes, Sir Ambrose. Thank you again. We're gonna go visit my mother's crypt, and I have some flowers that I will be picking on the way there. Let's go.
This is very worrying.
I forgot that he was going to give us money. Was he going to give us money? He gave me
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
He
did.
promised
Yeah,
money.
he promised.
You keep forgetting about stuff.
I mean, he started with the high and then he went.
I'm gonna say something because you all forgot about it. You also had a reward that it was specifically promised to you because of all the stolen crap that you found in
Did I
the.
mention that earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I presented the note earlier, but that's like 9 days away.
So how much did he give you?
He gave me-
I can tell you exactly because it's a different denomination, but it is. I need to check the ingredient. It is coinage. That one is a towel. It's a brass coin, about 2 inches square with a hole, and one towel is 200 nibs. So it's 2 gold. Sorry, I gave you very little then.
This reward is rubbish.
We
So it's two gold each.
Yeah.
And I gave you how much there?
3, so 6.
3. Okay.
30, that's a lot.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
It might just
10,
want to give us
11,
like,
12, 13,
like dragons. It might be just be easy.
13, 18,
These are ridiculous coins. And this stack of these. Like, how this guy is handed to you like
I
that.
have so many towels.
This garden is 2 inches as well, right?
Yeah, 2 inch square, so like that kind of.
So much bigger
I don't know, count them.
That's what his chain was made of. Was just the
Yeah, of towels.
It's like nothing.
It would be much cooler if
So
you
is
tapped
that
us a bag of
60
money.
dragons then?
He's giving you 60 dragons.
Okay. Wow.
cheesy completely.
So that should be 30 coins. Okay. If
Go
you
a
miss-
long way to fix a house.
So you make your way to
Unfortunately, probably not. Could buy a couple of sets of pajamas.
as you're walking. In fact, Lorenea starts picking some flowers from the flower beds that are all around, like the rolling, beautiful rolling hills.
Let
Of,
me help you with that. I'm going to sort of let him bloom a little bit, make him look nice and.
okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, there are some perennial flowers, winter flowers, but you make them look prettier. And he goes, "Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much." And take some more. And as you're walking there, yeah, Lorenea is like, "Well, you seem to do good wherever you come. You're in the good graces of Sir Ambrose. He is known for being a very hard man to deal with. That's why I was a bit on my back foot there, but I'm impressed. You certainly have a skill."
It seems that we managed to extract the name Castellantis from that imp where they failed to do so as well. So.
Well, look, okay, you've mentioned this a few times. I gotta warn you. If the Castellantis are one of the most powerful houses in the city, they do banking, which is one of the, of course, the most important industries. They finance so many things, including other noble businesses, including they were one of the prime financial muscle providers behind the rebuilding of the Griffin cavalry, the rebuilding of Walter's army after the dragons attacked. The city owes money to them. If you're gonna go against them, you better make sure you have something, and even then, they can still pull their weight around. I'm just giving you a friendly warning.
I appreciate that. Do you not think it's somewhat suspicious, though, that a house that were as powerful as they have been in the past, somewhat on their knees, in recent times have restored themselves to power so quickly? It does smack slightly of the unorthodox pacts that some noble houses are known for.
They hedged their bets well when the city needed the money. They brought in investment from all over the place. They channeled it through them. They were certainly very savvy in the business they conducted, and they ran other people out of business because of it. And now they have a, I'm not going to say a stranglehold, but a good footing in the finances, in the financial industry within the city. And I don't know. Business savvy people are just that. We cannot all assume that they arrive there by means that are not available to others. But I'm going to say, I heard that as of latest, and I'm only telling you, if you are going up against them, you at least know what you're doing. But as of recently, they've scaled back their loans operation, their financing operation. For a loan such as you might need for that house, they're perfectly willing to afford that. But they've been selling off a lot of assets and scaling back their finances, selling even now loans they owned for lower. So other people's own the loans now. It's almost as if they are collecting cash.
I have a lot of expenses for some reason.
It is hard to think that such a successful family with such a good standing in the cities would suddenly have issues, but they are certainly, it's almost as if they are liquidating assets. Some people, this is what I heard, believe that a lot of the investment that they brought from abroad and they channeled through them to rebuild after the dragons attacked, it might have come now to bite them and they need to liquidate assets to pay back. But I don't know. It's just all I know. Just be careful. These people we're talking about,
Well, perhaps
very powerful, very rich people.
your esteemed position within the noble community, you could just keep an ear to the ground for us. For any
I can certainly do that for you.
ongoings that may
And
happen.
I'm happy to introduce you to people, but keep in mind, I am not as esteemed as you think. My father is not well liked, and I carry the burden of the name. On top of that, nobles don't quite like the fancy I take for the lower classes of our beautiful city, and my own financial muscle is very limited. So I'm living off soft power, as it were. I don't have any real power. I can introduce you to people. If that's what you
It's,
want.
it's okay. We'll Eustace will be called upon when needed, I'm sure, and we appreciate the effort you've put in thus far.
And you're not stupid either.
Oh, thank you for the thank you. I is that an insight you just came onto?
That's why you've just given us information you didn't know of before. Your head's switched on. You're aware of these things. You're capable of making connections.
Well,
And with-
I would never know that you were after the Castellantes. I mean,
Well-
it never crossed my mind.
Well, now it does, and it might ring other bells.
Let's
you know.
let's make it clear. We're not after the Castellanters. It's just that
Yes, don't be after the Castellantes.
ideally,
my warning.
ideally we wouldn't. But if the Castellanters happen to be the ones after the Neverember Enigma, perhaps trying to find a treasure with which to fund their expenses or to pay the debts of. I mean, perhaps our paths will cross. Not that we are after the Neverember Enigma itself, but we are trying to get to the bottom of this.
I think the
Sure.
real concern amongst all of this, whether the Castellantes hold the power that you've made it clear that they do, is that if it is them behind these imps that we found, these imps came from Asmodeus himself, so not only would they be a powerful force, they have the backing of one incomprehensible to the likes of us, unfortunately. My own heritage doesn't bless me with such luck.
So, as you're having this conversation, you reach the entrance you're now familiar with, and the branded family sigil there, and the massive tree kind of like guarding the entrance. Lorena looks at it. Lorena, son of Anathea Brandeth. And he takes one step forward, almost gingerly, and the tree kind of like go. Lorena, welcome back. And settles down. And some birds fly away like. Good. And approaches the tree, and the bark has parted a bit, and there is a key inside there. Okay, this bit is so if it closes the bark now, it's gonna snatch. I'm gonna take the key out. Goes there, massive key, like this big, massive lock. Okay, welcome to my late mother's crypt. Always feels bad coming here. Please come inside.
Let's make a quick look around.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else around, or any more imps?
Make a perception check. You're kind of like looking around.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say.
Everyone can make a perception check if you wish.
14?
14.
My first roll of the night.
She's my actual.
19.
19.
14.
Like 5.
Yeah, but it's not your natural. It's like an actual
Okay.
active check.
So, you notice 25. You say?
No, 5.
Oh, 5.
Sorry.
19.
Jesus.
19 and
14.
Yeah.
and-
Okay. So one thing you notice really different from the last time you were here is one of the small kind of like gargoyles, like this big, that are decorate the top of the flat surface or the flat like roof of the crypt, of the outside of the crypt, because this is a series of mausoleums. So this is kind of like the outside walls. It's kind of like broken off. It's just gone. And as you look there appears to be a piece of broken gargoyle there lying in the grass, the tall grass, so it's kind of like hidden, but because you imagine where it would have fallen, you can see where it is.
Okay. So I'll point that out. Looks like this is broken off. But this was up last time you were here, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's just a tree. Maybe you saw something.
I'm gonna do mage hand and try to move over towards the thing and just lift
Yep.
it up and bring it back.
Yep, it's not that heavy, it's like this big. You bring it back. You remember that the imps were kind of like hiding behind this. They were pretty much the same size as these things. You bring it back, and it's Loranair opening the door. Oh, how did that break?
That's where the imps were last time we were here. They were hiding behind these things, so I don't think they broke this up when we were here. I can't remember.
I'll go and speak to the tree about it. Did the tree have a name? I can't remember.
Never gave you a name.
Wait, did it not?
No,
I
I
thought
can't
it did.
remember written down.
No, I don't think it did.
Brandeth, the Brandeth Trent. Wasn't that
Yeah,
just the
Brand-
Brandeth is the crypt.
Yeah.
The Trent is the.
Hello, Mr. Tree. Nice to see you again. The gargoyle on the roof there, it's broken off.
Yes,
What happened?
Dr. Renner, my bad. I was hunting for more of those creatures hidden around the tree
Have more been
branches.
back then?
I saw one.
Right. Well, if you see any while we're in here, give us a tree rustle or something so we can.
Okay, it's like this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you enter the walls and you see one big building. A series is mausoleums are kind of like big buildings inside a walled compound, and each mausoleum kind of like is of a different age. This has been growing over time. So you see a massive one towards the right, a massive one towards the left, presumably people of different eras kind of like buried in each of those. There's a center one that is a bit more grandiose, and then towards on the left there is a series of smaller vertical kind of like crypts with a statue on top with like 8 wings, kind of like angelic, and Renner ignores all of the big ones. Some of them 500 years old. This is a long, family with long history, and goes straight to one of the smaller ones that simply has a door, not the width of another door maybe on each side. It is very narrow and not very deep, and it has kind of like an angelic form on top of it, and it says there's a plaque that says Lady Alethea Brandeth, and Loranair goes there, grabs out of the key ring that he took from the tree, grabs a smaller key, opens an iron door that is beautifully decorated with ives and vines and whatnot, opens it. Well, this is my mother's crypt. She insisted to be taken to a humble one. She didn't want to be buried in one of the grandiose ones. Although my father has still decided to put an angel figure up there anyway. she wouldn't have liked that. Please, it's downstairs. This is just an entrance to the crypt below.
Are you alright to go in first, or do you want us to, just in case there's any
I
large amount of desecration, I'm sure that you'd want to lay eyes on such a thing.
I do come here once a month. Last time was before, of course, New Year's Eve, winter. Can't remember now. Winter something. But I haven't been. Yeah, I haven't been here in 10 days. So if someone has been here before, I'd rather see it for myself and get some rapier out. Follow me. Oh, sorry. Do you?
Do you need some light?
Yes, I need some light. I forgot to bring. I was in a rush to get out of Ambrose's offices,
Yeah.
and I got very nervous.
Millie's really good with light.
Can I get a light? Can you have a torch?
I'm gonna cast light on the thingy, the gargoyle.
Okay, he grabs the gargoyle. Okay, that's blinding gargoyle. He kind of like grabs it like that and goes with the rapier. Follow me down.
Just as like a quick scan around the room as well, is there anything in the room that looks particularly kind of like out of place, like newer or like less worn down?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of you can make a search check with advantage if you're kind of following.
Yeah, I was gonna. You do you do it because you called it. I was gonna say I would like to keep an eye out for things that just might look like they have been moved out of place,
Yeah,
or like
alright.
dust that has been moved out of place, or footsteps. Or,
Wait, what with your modifier though, right?
It's just intelligence I've got now.
No, you're outside. You're outside. You're just rolling perception outside the crypt before you even enter, just to see if there is anything like weird or untoward.
Perception would be +5, I think. So 15.
Okay. The only thing that this whole area, because this is not a very visited area, the grass is kind of like a bit taller and appears to be a bit more stomped.
Okay.
Right before this crypt, some people were kind of like walking around here before you got here and also added your own stomping.
Okay.
Whereas if you look around, even in the grandiose buildings, well, no, this is not a place that many people come up that often.
Okay.
So that catches your eye.
Mm. And it's like, you say more recent, like today, kind of recent?
No, not like today, but maybe.
But just like the bit more, like there's less grass. It's like more.
Yeah, exactly. Because people have been stomping, and so yeah, it's a bit more moved the soil. You start going down, and you see a single hallway leading forward, and with nice kind of like carved reliefs of what you think might be Lady Alethea's life history. And there at the end of the hallway it opens up, you're now underground, it opens up into this really nice circular room, and at the back of the room there is really nice painted fresco, and he comes with the light and you can all see it. There's a sarcophagus in the center, and there is kind of like small pots, so you can put flowers. And there are some flowers there that have wilted at this point, presumably since last time René was here. And he puts the flowers he came with there. He was picking up, and he kind of like motions you all to come inside. You also see that on the ceiling there's a faded cheap portrait of another figure that doesn't appear to be Lady Alethea. It appears to be a man, but it has been kind of like chipped at it, but there's still some parts visible. And I'm gonna say you roll a history check.
Whoa!
nice.
23.
So just based on the kind of like what you can gather from the image, you realize this might be Lord Anry. Lord Anry Brandath was a very old branded patriarch that lived maybe 200 years ago. I don't know. You can't quite remember. And you get the feeling that this might have been his tomb back in the day. But because you can tell that that chipped fresco and relief is very, very old, whereas Lady Alethea's sarcophagus and newer fresco and everything is obviously more recent. So it was kind of repurposed for a reason you don't know, but yeah.
As I spot that then, walking down.
Sorry?
As I spot that as we're walking down, just talk to Renee, well, to Rue out loud. So, do you have much connection to your mother's side? Obviously, your connection with your father is what kind of is
I always had more of a connection with my mother. My father wasn't even there for more of my growing up. He just expected me to follow in his footsteps without prompting or training or even love or care for what I really wanted. My mother, on the other hand, she was always there for me. I think I feel like I'm myself more of a Brandeth than a Neverember, but it is the law of the land. I carry the name of my father.
This unfortunate truth that is. But I can't help but notice in these frescoes on the walls.
Oh. Yeah. That was my father. When he decided to inter my mother, as I said, she had wanted a simple one, and instead of building a new crypt, he decided to repurpose Lord Andres. At the time, no one could really offer any resistance to him. Lord Andres was a much respected patriarch of the Brandon family in times past, but he decided, well, no one gives a shit about him anymore. Those were his actual words. And just removed, chipped some of it, painted it all with my mother's.
Is that him? Lander?
Yeah.
But
Is the fresco looking like some of it might have been chipped recently? Or if it's just
Oh
like
no, it looks like
yeah.
because there are nothing
No,
on the ground.
Yeah, I'm
or-
just trying to see
Yeah.
if like someone took something from the fresco.
Yeah.
And is the tomb here, has it been disturbed at all? Does it look like it's been disturbed? Is the tomb in the middle of the room or?
Yeah, the sarcophagus
The
is in the middle of the
sarcophagus,
room. So what you do notice, I'm going to say Niall, as you're all walking there, that there are footsteps in the dust near the back, where the fresco of Lady Brandon is. Where the big fresco of her in her full glory, the newer one that was painted over, is in the back wall. There are tracks in the dust that you notice with your passive perception. As you're all walking around.
It's the only tracks that go.
I
It's
mean,
just
there are
once-
tracks all over the place, but you realize no one ever goes like towards the back. Everyone, if you come to like leave flowers or whatever, you stay near the sarcophagus, although it's a big circular room. But there are a set of tracks, and there's lots of footsteps that kind of converge there, the back near the fresco.
I was gonna say something, but now it feels like it's nettering from that.
Just let Georgia.
I don't do anything.
You can metagame now.
Okay,
No,
you're
no,
out, and
no.
you're going to see Maiden's Farm.
Lord Neverember, is there a reason why? Is there any rituals you do that would mean you go behind this tomb?
Like behind.
Yes.
You can, no, I always just come here and put flowers in the pots.
Does anyone else visit regularly?
No. My mother. I am the only one left with any love left for my mother. Except my father maybe, but that's different.
So would those tracks leading behind be suspicious to you?
It's been a while since I last approached to admire the fresco of my mother back there. It's just part of the background now. So yeah, Someone has been here recently. Some people.
Could you shine a little light over it, please?
Yes, of course.
Do you think it's possible that, given that this tomb was repurposed from another one, there could have been more to this tomb than you thought? The tombs typically built with secret passages, or
That's always nice. Kid story, secret passages in tombs and whatnot. Maybe.
I'm gonna look at the fresco, see if any of it is missing, and in particular, I'm gonna look at the eyes of the
Okay.
of the frescoes, see if there are any of missing, or
Yeah.
if any of them you can
Make
just
an
push
investigation
in.
check.
I'm
Oh.
gonna. Oh, you can go.
I was going to say I'll give you a helm, but I was going to sort of do the
I
same.
mean,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
can
I'm-
roll with advantage as if everyone is kind of like trying to.
Well, I was going to look specifically at the floor around to see if there's any like scrape marks on the floor where, you know, sometimes if you're moving a thing, it looks like a secret
Yeah.
bookshelf.
15.
No, there are not. I can tell you that because that would be very easy to
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
So you're looking there, and there's no. So the fresco, there's nothing weird about it, except in the eyes. Sorry, I meant when you were looking at the eyes and whatnot. Except as you are kind of like giving it a, a thorough look there, you see that the pendant that Lady Elithia is wearing in the fresco is not part of the fresco. You now realize it is flush, almost flat against the surface, so it's look painted on, but you realize it's separate from the fresco. There is slightly like line around it,
Everyone can take a look at this.
and you only notice it. Maybe if this had been manipulated for a long time, you couldn't even notice it because of the dust buildup. But because maybe it has been recently manipulated, you can now see the line around it.
Laura Nair, how do you open your locket?
What do you mean? I didn't even know my locket.
You have to use a dagger. I'll pass you my dagger.
Alright. You grab the dagger. Actually, you want to do it. You're probably more deft with the dagger than me.
Right, go on. Try your hand.
Alright, fine.
So when you started Lauren Air, what do you think? You're gonna destroy the fresco?
I'll just, Laura Nair, this locket here looks like it's part of the fresco, but it's not.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna gingerly try to open it.
Okay, you go, and he opens, and inside there's a stone button.
The eye on the stone. So we got the stone. Everyone ready?
Oh, I felt like a button. It's a button.
There's a stone button.
Oh, that makes one.
Is it? Okay, I'll take that. Put it in the shirt.
Is it
Walk away. Let's go.
Find me
Maybe, maybe just
9.
cover the light a bit.
Yeah, it's like a stone protrusion that feels like you can push.
Okay, before we press that, should we check on the body inside the tomb?
Wait, what? Not you're not gonna desecrate my mother's sarcophagus.
From just like looking at it, does it look like it's been recently opened?
No, I don't think so.
No, he's asking.
No,
the
I'm
DM.
asking you. Sorry.
Oh, make an investigation check.
It's just
Can I do it with advantage, assuming that we're all kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I'll help you.
Looking for like slide marks or something.
12.
20. There.
Plus 4.
12 plus 4. 16.
Okay, so it doesn't. It looks like it has been
Tampered with.
tampered with just because of the dust lines. They're not perfect. You know, when something that has been covering dust for a long time, you open it or move
Yeah.
it and then put it back in. There's always.
Yeah. It does look like someone has been in there recently, I'm afraid. We should probably.
Do you know if she was buried with her necklace?
I don't know.
We should probably take a look, but if you don't want to look, you want to turn away, I understand.
Okay, this is getting really weird, but it is true that there are weird things going on. I'm just gonna hold my gargoyle like that. It gives you light.
It's gonna pick up the lid.
Okay, so you go. It doesn't go up.
You got to slide
Shift it.
across there.
I can lift that.
it's stuck like with something. I don't know. You can't. You're like.
Try and shift it across, like push it.
Okay, as you push it, it goes.
So I try and spin it so it's like
Yeah.
like across like that.
As you spin it, you realize there are two kind of sticks of stone that come out of the thing that are kind of like form, meet in the center and form kind of a single spinning point.
Okay.
And you go,
I don't want to look either.
and you see there a body. Desecrate. I mean,
Decomposed.
yeah, decomposed and wearing beautiful fine clothes, and the neck area has been kind of like tampered with because it doesn't look as tight and nice as it was buried.
There's no necklace or anything there, or
No.
Okay.
Is there a dagger for Silas?
Nothing.
There's jewelry, beautiful, probably
Yeah.
expensive jewelry.
Buttons.
Quick looking. There's nothing.
And
Jewelry with gems?
yes.
I might try and grab something.
Okay, Lorena is like this.
He's not looking.
So when you try to grab she has earrings, rings. There's a belt with a really nice buckle.
I'm also not looking.
I'm gonna sort of like grab your hand a little bit and be like,
I'm gonna smile, but I'm not gonna do anything.
So Renee, you say you don't know whether she was buried with a necklace. Seeming that it's in that fresco, it looks like it was of great importance to her. Seems likely she would be.
She goes,
You don't need to look, but there isn't one on the body.
well, I don't know. She was buried with lots of jewelry. That's
there's a lot
that's
of
what I
jewelry.
remember. I can't look. I didn't even know that this was in my necklace until a few days ago. It's all new to me.
The neck's been tampered with,
Yeah.
and they haven't taken the jewelry, so they weren't just petty burglars after some gold.
Yes. Have you got everything you need now?
Oh, the rest of the jewelry is there.
Start closing it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to join a
Monthly
check.
it is.
Okay. Close it.
So, corpse is still there. No necklace.
Yeah, it looks like someone's taken it.
It looks like it's time to pay your respects to your grandfather.
Push the button. The trumpet.
An electric motor. Sounds it's on.
There's magic in this world. I'm sure like magic can make a
The tomb was
So,
built so long ago that it's built in
As
like
you
another
press
age.
it goes
fart noise.
and
That's
slides
fine.
upwards,
That noise is
and
fine.
dust starts falling.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It slides up essentially halfway through, so the area with the where the button is still visible. It doesn't sink inside an area that it couldn't, and it is pretty much at head level for a humanoid. And there is a passage that goes down,
Alright.
dark. Lorena is. This is great. I'm going to uncover secrets of my family past. And what is this? Why would my father? Wait, was this here before? What is this? We need. Okay, I'm going first.
Alright, over there. Tread carefully.
Of course.
Have a quick look for footsteps before he goes.
Hmm?
Have a
yeah.
quick look for
Yeah,
footsteps. See
yeah.
if there's like dusty footprints or anything.
Yeah, there appear to be some the same footsteps that were kind of outside. They appear to go down.
Can I take my sword out?
Okay.
Bad
Follow
things
up.
happen when we go down.
Just keep it inside.
Yeah, maybe.
That's not so bad down there. Don't worry.
So
Don't
you
do any bug creatures.
You notice that this is a much older area, and it hasn't been touched or renovated for a long time. There are sconces in the walls, places where you can put torches,
Oh, I know. Any with a light
and they are iron and they are rusted. Even though there's not a lot of humidity here, just the passage of time. Eventually, the little oxygen that comes that makes it here will rust it, and they appear to be. It is a very old passage. It smells like mold earth and an enclosed space where the air doesn't flow. The air is very dry, and there is a very thick coating on dust on everything. But a large amount of fairly recent traffic down the stairs in the middle. You realize, so Laura Nera just goes down, but
Yeah, no,
who give me a marching order, please. Grab the minis. Ooh, marching order!
Oh, I'll be at the rear on this one.
I am going first.
Oh, sorry. I'm going after Laura Nair, so I'm second.
Grab that one for Laura Nera.
Don't know where I'm going.
Grab that
I'll
one
do
for Laura
it
Nera.
for you.
Well, what? The other one?
Yeah, that one.
Watch
So,
them up
who's
with
going
his
first? Who's going second?
I'll take my handkerchief out.
Oh, curses, I forgot to respray it.
Okay.
I just start casting Druidcraft behind me just
The
to...
kids took him on a walk.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
go anywhere without.
what's your passive perception? You're first after Renee.
14.
14. Alright, that's enough to see. As you're kind of like taking in the whole area, it's like, oh look, ancient crypt, this is so cool. And you notice that there are scorch marks in the first few steps. Lorena,
I'm just
Already
putting
went
my
past.
hand. I'm putting my hand.
well, no,
Oh,
he already
yeah.
went past because he was first.
Okay.
And in the first, like on the third step down, there are there appears to be scorch marks, some kind of like recent explosion. The dust has been all like, and it is not super noticeable, but you know it is enough to be noticeable.
Laura Nair, stop.
Oh, what?
It looks like this kind of tomb is loaded with traps of some kind. There are some scorch marks on the floor. Is anyone any good with like looking out for traps?
It's already been triggered. We're safe, right?
Yeah, but there might be further traps down the line. Maybe the first ones were triggered by whoever came first, and then they realized that there were further traps down the path. That would be my guess.
I don't mind walking up front.
Why don't
It's
you go?
fire.
Okay, why don't you go first with Laura Nair, but keep a keen eye out for traps.
I can do. I can see right in this. In this
And
light.
my guess was this one was triggered by whoever came in here, and then maybe they were a bit more careful and managed to avoid the rest, so we don't want to trigger those.
Keep an eye out for pressure plates.
You know how you don't really like spiders?
Yes.
Spiders are pretty good in the dark.
Yes.
Would you mind?
As long as you stay far away from me.
Well, I mean, I could go ahead, I guess. How high is the ceiling? Not very high, the ceiling, isn't it?
Sorry?
The ceiling's not very high.
No, it's not very high.
The darkness isn't a problem because we have light.
Oh yeah, I know, but spiders can see without light at all.
Yes, but we have light.
Wait.
We do have light.
Is anyone proficient in Arcana?
Not yet.
No,
No. Okay.
not yet.
I'm proficient in art. No, I was trying to make
Okay,
it
so
really
you say that Lorena stops and lets you through first.
I have a keen eye for things, but I'm far too tense here to be of any use.
Well, I'm only
I'm alert of everything. My senses are going wild.
a slab of meat if there is another fireball.
Yeah.
Keep an eye. It might not be just fire.
Well,
Okay.
I regret volunteering
I'm not-
myself for this position if it isn't.
I'm gonna. What's a normal dark vision like? Is it 30 or 60?
60.
Okay.
60.
How does this thing close? Pushing the button again? Is there a button on this side? Just in case
No.
it closes, can we get out? I'll look for a button. There's none.
No, there's none.
Right, there's no way of opening it from this side.
I'll find I don't know then.
Not if it closes. We won't.
We
What if it's-
survived the sewer.
What if
we
it's
survived the
Yeah,
What if it's on a timer?
down the steps and
Okay, so you go looking down a step. Make an investigation check as you go down.
as I walk, I also just want to be tapping basically the steps that I'm walking on or have walked on.
Mhm.
Where because obviously Renee stopped on the third step, or however far it was, to see if there's any plate pressure bits on that.
Yeah.
side or
Okay.
reverse
Make an investigation check. You're trying to
for that.
see if there's anything.
So the investigation for that is I don't have investigation, so
So it's
so
intelligence.
it's just my intelligence is +2, so 15.
15. Okay, you're fairly certain that these stone blocks are incredibly solid, that there are no pressure plates that have been cleverly concealed within a step, a lower step with the pressure plate on top of it. You keep walking down, and after walking maybe... Sorry?
Oh, sorry, I was going to give you my perception as well for walking forwards,
Okay,
which is 23.
alright, cool. So you keep going there very slowly, everyone kind of like piling behind you. And you go maybe down maybe, I don't know, 6 meters, something like that, like 20 feet. And you reach, it reaches landing and it opens up a bit into another hallway that is a bit wider than the stairs that went down. And it goes further ahead, and with the light that is kind of like shining from behind you, you cannot quite see perfectly everything that at the back, because the light is kind of like bouncing, so you see dim light and grayscale, at the back. But what you see right in front of you, as you reach the landing, as it were, before you reach it, you see that there is some kind of rune that had been drawn on the ground, but it has been scratched and disturbed and destroyed, and there are also the remnants of a rune.
Is anyone particularly adept in the
Arcana?
arcane? And listen, you're somewhat of a potent magic wielder.
I can do magic.
There seems to be a rune here that looks like it's been scratched out slightly, so I'm not sure if that means that whoever came here before us have disabled the traps, but I mean, are you interested in taking a look, seeing if you can shed a little more light, so to speak, on the issue?
I mean, if it's all scratched up, then would be. Yeah, I don't know really. I've never done that kind of magic before. Like, I don't really know what my kind of magic is.
Okay. No, within your. Nope. Okay. I'm assuming your magic is tree based and probably not
Tree back.
suitable for this kind of thing as well.
Let me take a look.
I say we just run down the stairs.
Well, tell you what. Wait. Just close your eyes a minute. I'll go ahead in a different form, and then if something happens, at least that'll kind of take a bit of the edge off.
Close our eyes.
Can I move away to like the side?
You going as a spider?
Yeah.
You've gone as much hardier things than that in the
Or
past.
not a bit of a bigger spider.
You just really want to be a spider right now.
I do quite enjoy being a spider. Having those extra legs and arms is pretty fun. You should try it. I mean, you can't really try it.
Just be honest about it then.
I mean, I am. I've just said it. Do you really want to have this discussion right here and now?
No, you do as you wish.
Okay then. Right. Okay. Excuse me. I just kind of move to the front and turn into a giant wolf spider.
Okay.
So it's probably like
Wolf spider.
Yeah.
that kind of.
You go. Lorena kind of goes. Whoa. Okay.
Just crawl up onto the wall, kind of along.
You didn't do that last time. Sure.
It is a bit of a bigger spider.
So you go.
Big spider.
You see a hallway that ends up in sarcophagus at the very end of it that is very old stone, not decorated at all, and it has been opened and the lid is kind of like broken on the side, and from where you are, just with the light that is shining from the footsteps of the stairs, you can see that there was a body there that has been is long ago, probably 200 years ago. It is just bone. Even the clothes has kind of decomposed. So it doesn't appear to be nothing new. But you also notice that there is of the sconces that are all around the wall that are very old and rusty. One of them is kind of slightly turned. So they are normally bolted to the wall with 4 bolts, and they are just a vertical like metal jail where you can put a torch, and one of them is kind of like tilted sideways on one side of the wall.
Go back to the sort of walk back to the sort of kind of try and gesture as best I can with one of my legs.
Okay, I mean you can kind of hang there with 7 legs and use the 8th to.
I'll try and hop over the rune then.
Yeah, you can. You can hop over it.
I guess he's found something, but just careful of the rune. I don't know if it's active. And then keep walking, scouring.
Does anything happen after he jumps off the ring?
No, nothing happens.
Yeah, I will follow suit.
Okay, so you start jumping over the rune. It is not a big room. It's pretty crowded soon enough, and you see all you see is that the stone sarcophagus with the lid kind of on one side broken, a skeleton that has been there for 200 years or what, and a tilted or kind of like weirdly
Sort of
placed
tap on that kind
sconce.
of area.
I'm not getting anywhere near you.
Just
He
walk
is
up and
hideous.
tilt the skull. Is that what you saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, as you go to look at it, you notice that it had kind of like a square plaque, and as it was tilted, there was a bit of square compartment behind it showing, just at an angle. So there's kind of like a square hole behind it, and it's because it's tilted, just like a tiny angle on each side is
So
showing.
if I move it back into place, it will cover the whole completely.
Yes.
How's it in the wall? Just like with a screw.
It appears to be bolted to the wall, but you realize there's something weird about it, because if one of the bolts, it looks like it's going straight into empty space.
Just tilt it the whole way.
What does everyone reckon?
Pull it out.
I don't think I can pull it out. It's bolted into the wall.
Just tilt it even further. It was halfway through.
Okay, I try and tilt it all the way down.
Okay, as you tilt it all the way down, you realize it is pivoting over some kind of ball that comes from the inside and goes inside the wall, because it goes, and now it uncovers a whole compartment that is there. And you realize that the bolts that are coming on your side, they're fake. It's only like the part that is coming onto your side, they're not going anywhere.
It's in there.
Do you want to go past, shine that light in here? Well, I got no vision actually. Can I
You go,
look in?
it's not a deep hole, maybe half a foot.
Looks like we found
This
another treasure.
this big, and there's nothing inside there, but it has been recently disturbed.
Yeah, does it look like there's dust patterns where something...
No.
The dust, does it look... Oh, the dust would have moved around too much
Yeah.
to be able to tell. Yeah.
There was something there. There was something not big, and it has been taken.
I just do a quick kind of like run around the room just to see if there's anything.
Don't run around the room, you mentalist.
Just to see if there's anything that's there that's not visible to the naked eye.
Okay, make a perception spider check.
Perception spider check. Oh shit, that's terrible. 7.
The only thing that you can tell is that the footsteps move towards the sarcophagus. They kind of like open it, blah blah, and then there is a set of footsteps that made it to the to where the
Doesn't
skull
like-
is, and that's it.
This isn't like invisible. That's just. Oh no.
What can you tell us about this Lord Agri?
Henry,
The
he was a respected lord, branded lord, way back when. We're talking a few generations ago, 200 years or so.
I want to sneak back upstairs and see if I can open that sarcophagus quietly.
Okay. You don't need to roll to sneak, because Lauren and everyone else is distracted, and there's so many people here that it's very easy to just go upstairs. Make a stealth check to push the sarcophagus open. It's going to be a stealth strength check.
Damn.
So strength with stealth.
Was a natural 3. Strength is 0 plus 2, so 5.
5. Okay. You start moving it, but because you have to put all your effort into it, it's kind of like making a bit of noise.
I'm gonna go to the stairs and look down the stairs see if
Do we
anyone's
hear
looking.
this noise? Sorry.
You and I hear it.
If no one's looking, I'm gonna go at it again because I don't know that.
I imagine I would have noticed. I'm at the back, so.
Yeah, you're the only one because Millicent hasn't pushed it so much.
I would have noticed him go up there.
Yeah,
Really-
you
really go up there.
you would have noticed the noise. Yeah,
I'll go up there.
you go up there.
I'm
Okay.
gonna examine the body of Ambry.
Henry?
Okay.
Just to
A
see what has been disturbed. or-
R I.
Okay, Ambry.
Okay. He appears to have been buried a long time ago. He has some things appear to have been removed, but he has like a rusted armor, decomposed clothes. Make an investigation check, and you make a strength stealth check as Niall comes up the stair.
Natural 5.
I go with my shield.
7.
Millie.
You go with your shield, and you see me
Millie.
kind of like you open it like this much so far.
What on earth you doing, Millie?
She's not using those earrings.
You want to steal the earrings?
I want to take them.
Not on my watch, Millie.
It's not
You
stealing
stop
it.
this right now.
She's not even alive.
It's incredibly disrespectful.
She doesn't even know.
Millie. We'll have words of this later. I won't tell the others.
Push
Be
it.
grateful for that.
Push it closed again.
I'm very disappointed.
She doesn't even want them.
I rolled a 4.
You see that it looked to have been disturbed. So it has been moved. People were probably searching for something, but not having found something, they left it alone. Nothing that catches your eye beyond that.
I think you're gonna need to dig into your family history a little bit to find out what exactly it was that someone might have been searching for down in Henry's tomb.
I mean, you. My father specifically chose this place and just repurposed it as my mother's. You said, well, you wanted to come here because you suspected that my mother, Lockett, the twin one that I used, might have hidden something similar to the one, to the thing mine was hiding, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Well, and then it's not of a question that my father would have used the occasion of renovating this crypt to hide something inside.
Seems likely. Well, whether he hid this in Henry's tomb or not, it's no coincidence that the button was hidden behind the locket to access this place. The lockets clearly hold some kind of key secret, and that's being continued. Your mother's one's presumably been stolen. So
I will research my family history. I was already doing it, to be honest, but I will go back to it.
Was there anything about Angry, your grandfather, and an eye,
He was
or his eyes?
he was responsible for the Branded family had ups and downs through our history as any other family, but he was the one responsible for its latest peak and bloom that eventually led to being such a powerful and respected family that produced the likes of my mother that would eventually marry the open lord of Waterdeep. So he was highly respected, and that's all I know.
I mean, I hate to disturb the remains of your great forebearers, but Silas, you want to take a look at the tomb, maybe see if you can find something about the eyes or the skull, or anything you can make out?
I'll have a look.
Just a cable.
I'll lean in and just sort of, without touching it, look
Yeah,
around
make
like
an
the eye
investigation
sockets.
Investigate. Are you guys doing anything, Millicent and I are up there?
11.
11. Same thing. Appears to have been kind of like disturbed, but not just to look for something. manipulated, lifted, let down again.
Yeah, not like smashed up. But not.
Yeah.
I'm still just looking around to use my blind sight to see if there's anything.
Around the.
But I use because I've obviously got like 10 foot of blind sight,
Yeah.
just to see if there's anything weird lit out of. Like, so if there's something that's like there that's not you can't see, that kind of stuff,
Like if there's any holes in the walls.
like illusions or anything.
No, there's nothing that you can imagine being a space that behind an illusion. No.
Mm.
Everything appears to be solid.
Come on, 1, 2, 1, 2. No. I advise you to avoid such temptation in the future. Maybe seen a different side of you.
She's not even using it. I'm gonna walk downstairs.
I would have never thought that of you.
Okay, you walk downstairs. Now,
Shaking my head. Just
you
walking
walk behind Millicent. Okay. You guys still down there investigating. Renee is kind of. They obviously took something from there. I don't know if you took something from my grandfather.
Are there any pendants? Any
No.
stones? Any rings with a stone of any kind?
No, nothing.
You know you're the guardian Trent outside.
Yeah, I know it.
Do you think it'd be possible if you'd have words with it that I might stay within its branches so I can keep watch over this place? That's all.
If something might stay
If I could,
hidden
yeah, in the
atop.
the tree.
Uh,
I figure if I climb
sure.
it without your permission, it might.
Yes, I'm
Italian.
sure we can arrange it. You will have to befriend it, but yes.
Well, I thought maybe if you just had words with it on our exit.
Yeah, of course. I can like smooth. But how long do you plan to stay?
Only for the night, just see if any other visitors come around.
Okay, sure.
As I said, if what I mentioned to the Castellantas landed at all, maybe they might send an envoy to shore up their watch.
Makes sense. Okay, well, yes, I'll speak to the Trent.
Which we all You're done. You're done down here.
Yeah. Anyone else got any ideas of things to look out for?
Found more than I expected we would, to be honest.
Looks like they did
I mean, they.
a good job ransacking the place.
Are there any more spiders in there?
Have a quick go on all the sconces.
All the sconces?
Yeah.
Okay, go. No, nothing moves.
Is the main what do you call it? The thing he's buried in. Tomb, like
Sepulchre.
sarcophagus kind of thing.
Okay.
Is that open at the moment, or
The one at the on the secret room, yes, that one, and the lid was kind of like put on the side, and it kind of like broke, and a piece was broken.
alright, I just like lower myself down on a bit of web to have a look inside.
Okay, massive spider entering the sarcophagus.
Just having a little nosy round on it.
Okay, make an investigation check, a spider check.
Spider check.
Spider senses.
5.
Yeah.
See, you don't have to turn.
Same thing. It looks like it has been disturbed. That's all.
I want to go back out of this room up and look at the frescoes
Mhm.
that are still slightly of Lord Henry and see if I can just spot anything on them that seems quite notable. Like him hold with anything in particular on him at any point in time.
Yeah,
like
make an
maybe
investigation check. Well, you're coming up.
Oh, natural one.
Yeah. Okay. No, nothing else that catches your eye from.
Let's
beyond
burn the place down!
Well, investigation fatigue.
Right, yeah, it's kind of like that. Well, do you have? We have learned something today, at least. Well, yes. I mean, there are tomb robbers. This cannot stand.
Yeah. If you don't really learn anything new.
So they robbed me. They robbed my mother. Who else?
Your great
Great grandfather.
My great grandfather.
Probably wrote, to be honest, it probably wrote the father.
Your friend, Fru.
What did my father do? What did my father hate? And what does it mean? I need to go read.
So many questions. Well, let's get out of here. Let's go.
Let's do the Trent first, and then maybe the knife shop. Is that it? Before your reading time?
Sure, I don't think we can make it in time before it closes, but maybe tomorrow?
We can run! I'm fast, I just...
Question, when we entered the tomb, was the tomb locked? This one here?
Yes.
Okay, so you used the key.
Yeah, here's the key.
Maybe don't return the key to the Trent.
I mean, it was a perfect. Who's gonna fuck with the Trent?
Well, they managed it the time before.
Millicent.
I'll take the key with me, but the Trent. If anyone comes to visit, that has a right to visit. There are more people in the family that are still alive. People that have long time ago abandoned. They're not.
We don't know these people aren't in collaboration with whoever robbed it in the first place.
Okay, I'll take the keys. That's a good
Why are
point.
they going to come back? They already took everything. We've just been in, we can't find anything.
It's true, but we know there's other parties involved that might end up here.
I come in and find out as much as we did, which is nothing.
Well, without the key they won't come in at all.
Save them the bother, I guess.
Not in their minds. They won't know there's nothing if they don't make it.
I mean, if they can get past the tree, then I'm sure they can get past the lock. We've gotten past locks before.
It's true. I don't know. Mainly just as a point of security, but...
Well, I'll take the key. It's fine. I'll keep it at home.
We could plant fake treasures. I mean, there's not one party looking for this, so some others might not have got to this step yet. We could plant something in there, at a location that we would know of.
There's already treasures in there.
No, I mean, people think like this. I mean, maybe those necklaces just with a clue to knowing that there was a hole in the wall.
It'd be interesting to put something in the hole, and if it gets taken, we know that other people have been here that are looking for things.
I mean, everyone knows our address. We may as well put that in the hole and see if people start showing up more often.
You know what? Now that's probably the best idea you've had all day.
They'll all come to us. I'll be there with my handcuffs and
Manacles.
manacles.
Mandolin. Welcome!
You should probably leave your door on them when they pick it up because then who's been a naughty fella?
Yeah, they'll die. Right. I'm not too sure about the address thing though. That seems a bit
Or anything that's
strange.
We can just put something in there that doesn't lead them to
What
us.
about
we can
what
just
if you're
put
many
them in the
bits of
wrong way.
jewellery?
Ah, one of them red herrings. Have you
We
got
can-
red herrings?
We got jewelry. we can take some jewelry from upstairs, put one of the earrings in there, take one of the earrings with us, and just put like a false clue in there, so they go looking in somewhere.
That's a
completely
great
wrong.
idea.
Renee kind of looks at you. Wait, why would you take a ring with you? An earring with you?
Well, I mean, she's not using it. And then if
What?
they find us, then we can be like, we've got the other one, and
Wouldn't you want to leave one earring and then they'll be like, one earring's missing, maybe that's the clue. Then they'd look for the earring. Whereas if you take both,
right. But then we put the note in the wall.
what note?
We write a note saying like, the thing is hidden somewhere else, and we don't know where that is. And then they go looking in the wrong place. I mean, what are the chances we get it right when we make this fake note? It's
Have you got any? Have you got a magical means to locate objects?
No, but I mean the earrings are upstairs. If we want to go get them.
Wait, no, don't. Those are my mother's jewelry that was specifically chosen to accompany her on a trip to.
She's made it already. She's finished the trip.
No, it's an offering. You must not.
We're only just in. We're just thinking
What
about
about a coin?
Wait,
a coin.
People
Yeah,
are
let's
always
look
going
at
to
a
take
coin.
money.
Well, that's weird. If these were like common tomb robbers, they would have robbed all the jewelry.
No, they-
We've been through this, Renee.
Yeah.
Clearly after something
yeah,
from your family.
we've discussed
Yes,
this.
but what I mean is the only people that would not take the opportunity to take
Would
all
be
that
the
jewelry
wealthy. A
would
family
be-
with enough money, say,
will be the
like,
people that respect the traditions of nobility.
such as the Castellantas, maybe.
Or other nobles, but yes. People that respect what it means.
What if we took the earrings and then we go to the Castellantes and I'm casually just wearing them? See if they recognise them.
What if we just robbed the tomb of the Castellaners as revenge?
I mean, they have a creepy mausoleum.
Maybe we should actually take a visit to their crypt. Not go inside and rob it, that's...
Wait, no one is robbing more
No,
tombs with me present at least.
Perhaps we should take a look just to see if they have sentries posted on their own too.
I'm gonna turn back out of a spider.
Okay.
Just like.
Yeah.
When you're on top of the body at the time.
You are kind
no,
of
I'm not.
tangled with the...
Just what remains.
I was just thinking, as I was in spider form, because it helps me think. So you were just saying about some way of like magically locating something.
Yeah, I was just metagaming, but yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, we maybe the priests of Kalimvor. No, yeah, it's Kalimvor, isn't it? They might be able to help us out. If you describe what we were looking for, or we could go and speak to Melanor. He might be able to help us out.
Well, we could leave one of the... it's impossible. We could leave one of the coins that Ambrose gave us, put it in there.
But what are we looking for?
It has to be something that
The locket's
looks
been
like
taken, hasn't it?
But if someone,
cryptic.
But what I mean is, if we leave the coin that Ambrose gave us, and then we tell Ambrose, locate all the coins. And he's like, oh, the coins are with you. Oh, there's one there isn't. Someone else took it. And then we'll find out someone
why
else is
would
after
someone
it.
else take it? I mean, the people we're looking for have been here. They
Yeah,
found it.
just
They're
if
not
there
coming
are
back.
other parties that might be looking for
But
this
we
kind
don't-
of thing.
I
think-
feel like you've taken the idea and escalated somewhat. Initially, I was just thinking that it would be an indication that someone else has been here after us, and a coin is something that they would take because it's just money. So people are going to be like, oh, that's easy money. Take the coin. Whereas, I mean, I know we can't track them after that, but all it was an indication that there are other parties involved.
I mean, to be honest with you,
Let's just
the
leave it.
the
Yeah,
idea that people are going to come back is quite low.
I'm just going to take a coin out and put it in the thing.
Okay.
In the cubby hole of the torch.
I mean,
Do you leave it open?
just
Yeah,
The carry hole?
one silver piece in there.
would I have just a rough idea of how high level spells might work? Even though I don't really know. Well, just like the next level up, like I've.
How much metagaming can I do? Is that a
Yeah,
question you're
That's
asking?
the real question.
Can you tell me who took the necklace?
You know that there is magic that requires training that you know they exist that you can all master today. Yes.
But would I know that it would have to be like more unique than just a coin that could be any coin or.
For locate object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean generic coin, because each coin is unique, yes, but you're normally talking about something that has a certain personality to it,
Yeah.
rather than just.
Maybe bend it in half or something so that it's a bit more.
Why don't you just pit on it?
Why
I mean-
would I bend it in half?
Well, it has to be more unique if you want to be able to locate.
I'm not looking to locate it. I've been through this. I
Okay.
just want to see if someone comes down here and takes it.
Okay, well,
Alright,
alright.
let's just do that and then leave the crypt.
Grab the earrings and get out.
You go. You go like.
Yeah, we should probably go and get a
Let's
drink.
just get
It's
out
been a
of
long
here.
day.
Yeah,
When
it's
I
been a
comes
long
with
day.
you, so are you closing down the secret one?
Yes, indeed.
You go push. Come down. The locket's still open.
Yeah.
You close the locket. I mean, if you look at it's really good work. But if you look at it closely and now you know what you're looking for, you can see the outline separated it from the rest of the wall now. You go up.
Just get some dust and. No, I don't do that because I want people to find it.
That's the thing.
I leave-
Natural
actually, I
dust build-up is hard to emulate.
Actually, I leave the locket open.
You leave it open. Okay.
I reopen.
So, comes with the gargoyle, running around everyone. I was like, well, that was harrowing. Fuck was my father up to? Even in death, he keeps desecrating. He throws the gargoyle and he starts ranting about his father. My mother's tomb cannot. The memory cannot even live in peace. My fucking throws
How do you feel about going for a drink at the Three Maidens Fair?
Yeah, we should probably get some booze.
closes the door and starts like rage locking it.
Race logging.
Okay, let's go.
Wait,
Perhaps-
first the Trent. Sorry, just before you smash some more gargoyles.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, this one was light. That was. Thank you.
I'm gonna mage hand it back to the roof.
Okay. You put it there. It goes. Clunk, 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 clunk.
You're always cutting head.
He closes back the big door leading to the main walled compound. Okay, branded Trajan, protector of the family. Job you could have done better. Silas here will stay tonight and will sleep amongst your branches, and just in case someone comes and he starts like talking and explaining and saying what happened, and the Trent is outraged at however these people that managed to put it to sleep and manipulate it essentially desecrated the crypt and whatnot, and he's feeling very sorry about it and guilty, and he will let you sleep there.
Oh,
If we
return.
manage to catch perpetrators, we crash together.
That sounds good. I'll be back in after sundown.
You're not
And he
sleeping.
kind of settles down.
You're not sleeping at the house again.
No, not tonight.
It's not a bad idea. Things are moving thick and fast. It's good that he stays out, keeping an eye on what's going on.
We just tell the next murderers that he's not in.
Well, I'll come late. I'll come back to the house until
I mean,
Just at the right time for the murders.
yeah, at the
Murder o'clock.
why would they risk their neck showing up here again?
Well, I truly think that the shop is going to be closed now. You should,
That's fine.
if you want to go to the fair, look. I need to do research on this. I'll come back to your house tomorrow and see what's what.
That would be most helpful, Oroner. Would appreciate it.
I'll move around my contacts. I go to the Temple of Ogma, the largest library in the city. I'll leave no stone unturned, looking to understand what my father was up to. Thank you again for your help and your insights.
Any mention of a stone or an eye within your family history, do make particular note of. We have-
Stone and I.
We have reason to believe those two items are of some kind of importance to your father's wealth hidden.
The only thing I remember is that my father was at sometimes
Connor?
reading about ancient creatures with endless memories, and he became obsessed with this rhyme, this song about that mentioned the creature's three eyes. That's
Do you know the
all
rhyme?
that rings a bell.
Do you think you would happen to know the rhyme? Would you, Ross?
Oh no, it was something the three eyes, and he just kept rambling about it.
How about you also try to find it out in the Library of Ogma, the rhyme? Maybe, if you could find it.
Oh. Okay, I'll see what I can do. It was all about. It was one of his. Sometimes he would have these fancies about memories and endless memories. And yeah, I don't know. I'll see what I can find.
That'd be interesting.
You know, any creatures that have endless memories? What about brain dogs? Brain dogs have endless memories.
I didn't have any eyes.
That's
Three
true.
They
eyes.
certainly suck memories.
Like a third eye.
I'm sorry, too soon.
Maybe we could try and make work
Just
of
a
this.
shiver.
Yeah. So, should we have a beer then? Have a rest for a bit and then.
Yeah, let's get to 3 Maidens Fair. That's a good idea.
Sea Maidens Fair.
3 Maiden Fair.
I like where your head's
I
at
think
there.
3 pearls.
Where the city guard lives.
Do we want to just, as we're in the area, swing by that garden that you mentioned?
garden.
The gardener, that Dalakar,
Oh, Dalakar.
Wait, where was his house?
is just down in the trades waters on the way.
Oh, okay.
Let's pop into the Dripping Dagger just to make sure. You don't need to be around for that, Renair, if you want to get.
Oh no, I'm gonna go back home and gather my things. I'll probably spend a few nights at the library at Orgmas Temple. I can sleep there. I don't think they will mind me.
Thanks.
Anyway, thank you very much for your help again, and I'll try to do my best to help you uncover this secret, whatever it is, and yeah, Lathander of Speed.
Crinkle my face slightly as if.
Thunder speed.
So very slow then, and inefficient.
And
He
sanctimonious.
he
It
goes.
took him 2 days to get less information than we did. But
Well, that was a good word. Dollop of nothing.
I think you're being a bit too negative about it. When we don't find a clue, but we find the absence of one, it's just as good.
Well,
Knowing that we've missed.
So we got some gold actually. That's less, more than nothing.
Well, that's true. Thank you. Just when we, even if we're a
Oh,
couple of steps
you're
behind,
dividend up. Okay.
we're on the right trail.
Yes.
We know that much.
Got one of mine. Oh.
I reckon Renair's necklace held one of these three eyes, and his mother's another. If I was to hazard a guess.
Oh, we did. We wouldn't know if the grandfather was around one too.
So who's got the third? You say? He is the father.
I don't have a clue at this point.
So Lornair's got one. Her
Well,
mom's got
that
one.
does-
It would make sense that Lornair himself. Sorry, Lornair.
Oh,
his father's
yeah.
Star Moon.
himself, and that the other. Ah, god damn it! And all the while, there's 3 factions in the city trying vying for the same thing.
I'd say more.
More than 3.
Noble family. Breaking
Oh yeah, more than 3. Yeah.
And that's the ones we know about.
Oh, they might not be as disconnected as we think.
Might not be.
Oh, I'm sure they have alliances in between them.
No, I mean someone could be using them to fork out these clues and pitting them against each other.
So you go.
Mastermind.
You're gonna go past the.
Mm-hmm.
Is I told you where it is, right?
Yeah, trade towards the Dripping Dagger.
Yeah, but I told you where exactly it is. It is essentially from the City of the Dead, the letter C, go all west until you reach the high road, right out of near the corner of High Road and Selduth Street.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, it's pretty much 5 minutes from where you are.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth popping in.
I guess we're not walking in a line anymore.
So you, I'm gonna make a close to walking a line.
So
Come the line.
you go there, you see this not super, as I say, not super rundown, but not fancy either. Inn. It has.
Give some indie music. Come on.
Yes.
Enough of this.
Yeah. Sorry, it was the creepy. It was the. It has.
It's fine. It's good Marceline music, but we need some liveliness.
It is quite rowdy, and there's a lot of people kind of like drinking. As I say, it's kind of like a poor man's yawning portal. Mercenaries,
That's
adventurers.
tiny well.
Yeah, tiny well. Only spiders can go through. And there is a certain good mood to it. Like everyone's kind of like drinking and merrymaking.
Yeah, well, this reminds me of a week ago when my life used to be like going back to the barrels. Before any of this happened to us. I remember the days.
Yeah, you didn't have to clean the plates or serve the beer, so did you?
Just
I
reminds
had
me
to
of the
pay for
time.
yellow.
Reminds me of the time when I almost had that lovely dinner. And then we got disturbed, didn't we?
But what did
By
I?
a big troll.
I think so. I ate my dinner. Do you not eat yours?
Not quite, no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Come
I
afterwards.
thought first glimpse of you was with a handful of sausages.
Yep.
Yeah,
They were pretty good
you like your
sausages.
sausages.
No, I don't know, they're just your fingers.
You know what I just thought?
Not very nice.
Isn't it someone is feeding people seeds.
Well, it's,
There has to be someone who knew originally. So maybe we should have got Renee to check this.
I thought
If he knew anyone from the Castle Lanterns that was close to any of his family.
it's just a kind of widely spread rumour, isn't it, that he was embezzling money and that it's somewhere in the city, but no one quite knows what it is.
If anyone was friendly with the grandfather or something, I don't know. Someone he might have confided in. I don't know.
Is there, like, looking around the tavern, is there like a bard sort of singing?
Yes, there is
Four fingers.
music and merrymaking. There's a lot of there is a bar singing and a few people walking around carrying. You almost have a bit of an Oktoberfest feel. You know, the bartenders are carrying like many jars of tankers, many tankers of ale, and there is raucous.
I go
like this
over
place.
to the bard. I'm just going to have a chat with that guy. Sort of wait till they finish their song,
Mhm.
and then just ask him if they've heard any rhymes about creatures with 3 eyes.
Okay.
I like it.
Looks at you. Ah, of course. I charge money for petitions, though.
For what? For petitions?
Well, for if you wanna
Requests.
requests.
Whoa, let's see how good how good the song is first, and then, you know.
Oh, no, I mean, no. You first you pay me, and then I play a song for you.
Have you got change for
A shard will be enough.
a shard?
Yeah. Okay. 5 nips.
Have you changed for 10 dragons?
How many of
I
these
don't
done?
have any money.
That's 2 dragons.
That's 2 dragons.
Do you have change for 2 dragons?
Of course. For a towel. Yes. Give me a towel. For a towel, I can play a better song than what I was thinking about.
Well, I want a specific song about a specific thing that's quite like a legendary.
Sure. I also know that one specifically.
How much is this going to cost me?
Ooh, I don't know, the one you want?
5 nibs.
Okay, 5 nips.
And 5 minutes less than a shard.
No. Wait,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, 5 nips is 5 copper. And
So
the
you
shard is-
actually negotiated down. That's impressive.
He suggested 5
okay, so he's gonna start playing a song about a 3-eyed raven. And yeah, it has a kind of a tune, and he starts going on about the 3-eyed raven, and
It's just a...
how
I'm not gonna go that.
That's not
I'm gonna
right.
go that.
I just
It's
gave you.
gonna
That was.
go
I
back
gave, was that 200?
You got done.
you gave me two gold, and I gave you 1 gold and 5 nips.
That's not gold. That's the silver.
But you gave me 2 gold,
Yeah.
and so I gave you 5 change for 5 nips.
5 nibs is 5 copper.
So I'm giving you 1 shot. Oh yeah, you're right.
You did me in.
I
It's,
mean,
you got to upgrade these.
I
to
thought you were
5.
actually trying to
I need.
swindle
I
him
need
in
5.
game.
5 silver and 1 gold, please.
yes.
I like your version of this situation.
It's more than that because it's
No,
9.
it's 1 gold, 9 silver, 5 nails.
copper.
Yeah, so I've got the 5 copper. You need to give me a shitload more gold.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll give you in a second. Alright, so yeah, he starts going on with this song.
Yeah.
So this is 1 gold, the 10 silver.
Okay.
10 silver.
So I just need to give you
9 silver.
8 silver.
8 silver.
Eight more silver. Alright, so he just starts playing this song and keeps going on with this song.
I mean, I thought you said you do this specifically about.
Well, how would I know which one specific you want? You said
Well,
about a 3-eyed
Are you
creature.
not a bard? Do you not know like legends and laws about?
Of course, and this legend is great.
Wait, how do you know that this isn't the creature?
Nevermore, nevermore, nevermore,
It's
never.
2-eyed raven's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes, how do you know this is not the creature you want? This is very specific
The
creature.
thing that's very weird about this as well, and there's memories, but the whole like 3-eyed raven, like Game of Thrones and
Yeah,
stuff.
so it works really well.
It's like you're just taking it out of Game of Thrones. We're getting copyright infringement now. Oh, shit.
I was singing Alan Parsons' The Raven song.
Uh,
Honestly, flew past everyone.
So yeah, you just keep playing that song. Sorry, what is everyone else doing?
Should we eat?
Yeah, let's have a bite. We haven't eaten anything all day.
Excuse me. One meal.
Sure.
Let's
We
make it
have
5.
broth today. Broth
I'll
with
have
some taters, like mashed peas.
I'll have a
Brilliant.
broth and an ale, and is
Let's make it 5 broth and 5 ales.
yeah, is
Okay.
Dalekar around?
Tanaka, should he his room maybe? I don't know. Have you seen him? Wait, if you're going up there, take this to him. And he gives you a letter.
What's the room number?
It's second from the left.
Is the
I'm
letter?
too busy. Sorry. And goes around.
Can you just give me a letter?
Yeah.
Just give me a letter. That's brilliant.
Is the letter sealed?
No, it doesn't appear to be like super
How
seal or whatever. It's just simple letter.
How much of food?
Food and ales is one neighbor, one neighbor.
Okay, I'll pay
Each
for it.
tanker, or it's not an expensive place.
With my dagger then, if there is a seal, I'll just try and go underneath it. Like if it's shit, so just so I don't cut it in half, but like try it off.
I'll
If there's not a
Yep.
seal, I'll just open it.
Oh, that's for only half.
Okay, yeah, you can open it. It's not sealed. It just has a piece of string,
Yeah.
like
3 neeps, anyone?
around it, kind of
Yeah.
like binding it.
Yeah, as I walk up the stairs, I'll
Okay.
do it and read.
Okay, you read it. You give it a quick look, and you see quite nice,
Follow after the
quite nice handwriting, and it says, Dalekar. I had to give considerable thought to your request, but you were always kind to me, even when your demonic master was not. If you are still in need of my aid, you may claim whatever sanctuary I can offer. Kalain of the Nine Waters is the signature. I'm gonna. I hadn't prepared that you found this today, so I don't have the prop of the letter. Of course, because you keep going. You keep finding out things that I was expecting from Junior to find for a long time. That's I posted in general.
Can you repeat it just for...
Yeah, just one more time.
I put it on Discord. It says, Dalekar.
Yeah.
I had to give considerable thought to your request, but you were always kind to me, even when your demonic master was not. If you're still in need of my aid, you may claim whatever sanctuary I can offer. Kalain of the Nine Waters.
Wait, just find this?
You got given it.
Yeah, the bartender just said, yeah, just bring this to
How
Dalekar.
do you spell
That's
that?
it.
Security in this pub is not like threat.
Kalain.
How do you spell the name?
Kaluk Lane.
Kalain. 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 I'm guessing. I pronounce it Kalain.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay. What other fantastical creatures you wanna hear about?
Or just 3-eyed ones with endless memories?
3-eyed
So
ones.
specifically ones with endless memories. You must have heard something.
Endless memories. 3 eyes. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I got one. I'm gonna give you this one for free.
Okay.
Have you ever heard? Oh no, wait. That's not 3 eyes. Endless memories and 3 eyes. I'm afraid I'm drawing a blank here, my man.
You need to go back to Bard School then, learn some more.
Okay, that's Ruth. Off you go! And he starts playing another song about some kind of damsel in distress.
I'm gonna follow you.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Waiting for your beer and food and...
Food, I guess.
You're going to his room, right?
What are you,
I'm going to where they directed me, second room on the left.
Yeah, I'm
what are you,
following
what are you boys up to?
We've gone. We were already upstairs.
I was...
You can't just be everywhere at the same
You were at the
time.
bar.
You
You
can't say goodbye to people, can't you? Just walk
Yeah.
off and leave people.
Okay, well, I mean, they can follow us, but you want us to go to the bar. I mean, you can't just be everywhere.
Everywhere. All
I mean, if
As a
you
spider,
listen
as a
to
man.
one now within you will come. I followed him because of
Okay.
It would be fun.
Let's come and sit
Yeah,
down
come
now.
on, come on then. Come join us.
Where did everyone else go?
Who are you asking? Everyone's left.
You reach the
I mean,
room.
there's a table with all our food there.
Just you by
you
yourself at the table.
reach the room. I mean, there are several rooms, and people are kind of like coming and going from our rooms. Yeah! To kind of like drawing people. Yeah, you ready? We killed those goblins. Ah, we did great. Time to celebrate, man. It's such a good party. And they're kind of like walking past you. Yeah, they have some blood spatters in their armor, and they walk past you. You wait.
Hey,
Yeah.
buddy. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Say you killed some goblins.
Oh, we are great adventurers.
Is that so? Is that actual blood?
Yeah, there appears to be some blood in the armor.
Why did you kill these goblins?
Oh, just outside the city, Undercliffe. They were terrorizing some farming village there.
Never mind.
Oh,
Alright.
well, no, I mean, you want to hear the story.
No, we're
It was-
busy.
it was great, you know, goblins, vicious, green, terrible,
We'll meet you downstairs.
terrible.
We'll meet you downstairs.
Okay, you get up and beer, I'll tell you the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm going to pass the note along everyone that's there so they can have a read of it.
I mean, you two went upstairs, so...
No, but these two as well.
Oh, you two as well.
So I'm basically just gonna eat everyone's dinner
Okay.
because they're all fucked up.
So
on
you
that-
you came down, you came back to the bar after speaking to the bard, and they start putting the broth and the beer there, and everyone's gone.
Yeah, well, not for me then. Just drink it all.
He's moved into songs.
Okay, so yeah, the songs. Yeah, I mean it would take some time until
You wouldn't even know it's
As
ours.
long as at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
You wouldn't know it's ours.
so you're
That's it.
for essentially once this guy go past, it is quite a narrow hallway, so you kind of like press yourself against the wall to let them pass, and now you're in front of the door. The hallway appears to be empty. The noise and the smell of food coming from downstairs.
Not yours though, because I ate it.
I must say, when I read the letter and it said you're a demonic master, I did think Asmodeus, and then remembered that this guy works for Renair, and that's somewhat disturbing, isn't it? I was thinking that.
I think he was clearly a plant. He doesn't really work for Renair. I mean, he worked for Renair, but because he's actually hired by someone else.
No,
Why would she just give you a letter?
No,
You specifically.
because of the casual nature in which I engaged in conversation about him as if I was a friend of his.
It's called charm.
How well do you know that person?
I've never met them before in my life.
Security,
But I literally, I ordered some
He's a bartender. He knows how bartenders work. He knows how to get the best of them.
Oh.
I mean, the fact that I know he's in this place means that I have some kind of connection to him. And I was very nonchalant about it. No, it's Delacar around, you know. They were like, oh, he's probably up in his room, take this to him.
So,
Social engineering works all the time. Act as you belong.
who's this guy?
There's a guy coming out from the other door. Yeah, I do that all the time.
See it work, look!
And then he closes back the door. I'm gonna hide behind the fourth wall now.
So, was fully clothed in his
That guy's weird.
So how we do this? We know about the letter, or we don't know about it.
At this point in time,
No,
we
I-
should check if he's alive.
Yeah, don't worry about the letter. Don't mention the letter. Let's just go and say and just have a shouting.
Okay, rap on the door.
No response.
Open the door. Get out my thieves.
Okay.
It's locked. Form a wall around me. No, this place doesn't get came, doesn't it? Go on my thieves.
Okay, as soon as you go in, you realize this is an easy lock. I mean, it is the dripping dagger. Yeah, you go. You do. When you do the, you can use the thing, the tumbler, kind of like to hold it, and you can go for a quick
like
open.
Speed lock, yeah.
Yes, if it's a shit lock, you go. Opens.
Does it smell of iron?
No.
Okay.
Not.
You notice that this place is, you particularly Niall, you approvingly note that it is squeaky clean. And it is, compared to the rest of the taverns, whoever is living here is taking good care of keeping everything particularly clean and free of the grime and crap of usual living standards in a place like this. And yes, you see a bed, you see a small fireplace, a chamber pot underneath the bed, very clean as well. You see a side table, The fireplace appears to have some unused logs, kind of like neatly stacked next to it, and some ash there inside. It has like an iron grate and what's called the iron poker, and there is wooden windows that lead out onto the alley, into the back alley.
In all of my career, I've never seen a room this clean that wasn't mine. I need to recruit this person immediately.
Here's a gardener.
We already have a gardener.
Spread out and search, maybe, the room.
Yeah, well, if we don't find anything, then we could stay here. It's nice here, and he'll come to us.
I think it's actually not a terrible idea.
I'm gonna check the fire to see if it's been cold for a long time or.
Make an investigation check.
I'm going to check under the mattress and then
Yeah.
look around the mattress for seams where anyone could have stuffed a tiny note.
Yeah,
So
sure.
much
Make an
more-
investigation check. Make an investigation check.
7 for my fire check.
7 for your fire check. Appears to be cold for a while. What are you looking at, Niall? What are you rolling for?
I don't know, I'm quite distracted.
8. Okay.
For my mattress check.
Your mattress check, and what are you doing?
I want to check the chamber pot.
The chamber.
I did also actually
It is.
consider doing it.
What are you rolling?
Oh, I rolled natural 2. There's a poop in there.
Yeah, it is empty, and you say, wait. You turn around looking for initials, and there are none.
Something spills on the floor.
So with everything so perfect, I'm looking for something that doesn't quite add, something that's not quite as perfect.
Okay, so you kind of like stand in the middle of the room and go.
You know perfect. You can tell.
You go kind of Matrix investigation style. Make an investigation check.
Yes, 14.
14. Okay, so you notice there is one thing that is out of place. Well, not out of place.
Us.
Yeah, apart from everyone else, kind of like messing the room that is so clean. It's kind of annoying you at this point that everyone is kind of like, oh, mattress, oh, chamber pot.
Fire and ash.
When it was so perfectly neat. But there is something that is weird. You notice that in the brickwork, that the fireplace, there is brickwork that kind of like pokes out of it to protect the wooden floor from any potential like stray ash that might fall into it. And you cannot believe how carefully the notice here. He's kind of like poking at the coals. There is a piece of burnt
Fire's cold.
paper or something that looks burnt there. That kind of like flew, and it's just like a tiny triangle of burnt paper.
He hasn't been here for a while.
You're almost there, Kev.
What, he hasn't been here for a
No,
while?
I mean-
The fire's cold.
I mean, there's a piece of paper right there.
What do you mean?
There's a piece of paper right next to you. It's
Where?
right by your finger.
What are you talking about? Oh!
You look at the other side, you see now, it's almost all black. There's just a tiny bit of like light cream color on it.
Can I, Mr. Nowithers?
What can I say? I made my eyes glow for a second.
So you look, and it looks like some paper that burned, and you see like the outline of a letter on one end. So there was some kind of text that was burned, and there's just the not the outline, like the half a letter. It's all there.
What
gonna be-
letter?
I mean, like a curve. It could be the start of a fanciful L or an M or.
It's
Round up all the people.
almost a clue. Almost. Is it the same? Let's see your letter. See if the start of the first letter is a similar sort of
Or
like
the word letter
or the
the
parchment
same.
indeed, yeah.
Or the ink colour.
Do they look
Or the
like
pressing
it
of
could
the
have
ink.
possibly been the same sort of handwriting or same parchment?
Okay, it's gonna be hard because you have
I mean,
half a letter.
It's not like it's
But
gonna
yes,
tell us much
go
anyway,
for it.
if
Go for it.
everything
Make an investigation.
Advantage.
This would be, investigation. The advantage.
You
No,
roll
you
that
roll,
one.
you roll.
It's gonna be a difficult.
That was
That was
probably
that was a
accurate.
roll.
That was accurate, an accurate reflection of the roll. 12 total.
12 total. I mean, hard to tell.
It's a burnt letter, but well done finding it.
Did anyone check in any of the cupboards?
I can check.
Okay.
Cupboards.
Yeah, there is a single cupboard.
This
there.
feels incredibly.
And then the small side table. You open it,
We have a war,
and
it's
there are clothes hanging there, neatly pressed,
Just
very
so-
well organized.
He was a gnome.
No,
right?
we didn't. We clearly
It was a
established
dog.
that this
Are they
guy
normal-sized
is
clothes?
dodgy.
Yes.
He's
Okay.
got a letter from someone dealing with a goddamn.
And what do you?
I'll travel through all of the clothes.
Okay,
There's
you-
nothing like held between
Yeah,
them or
you
something.
start going through them. Make an investigation check, trying to see if there is anything that is not like just clothes.
It's 10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go through it. You hit something, and it appears in one of the like the trousers that appear to be like gardener trousers. It has a leather belt, and on the opposite side there's some metal hanging there. You look at it, and it appears to be a dagger on the opposite side.
Take that out. And
Mhm.
does it look like a regular dagger?
Yes, although, well, it looks smaller, kind of like more meant to be concealed, and very, very sharp. Looks nice.
Well, he's not going to be keeping that, will he?
I'll hold on to it for now in case he comes back. We don't want him to be harmed when we're in his room or so. I don't know. It's fine.
Should we
Pocket it for now.
should we go downstairs and say tell the bartender that he wasn't here, and then maybe ask when was the last time he's seen him? Is there anything else you want to check here?
Well, we know he hasn't been to work for a few days, and you saw him a couple of days prior.
I'm
You
not
said,
there.
oh no, you
I'm
saw him
downstairs
a
eating
couple of days
dinner.
prior. You said at Renee's establishment.
Yeah, he
So
seemed fine.
seems like he's just been missing for 3 odd days.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he has been missing also from here. Do you think?
Well, the reason I would be remiss to do that is we don't want to tip off him that people are looking for him.
Well, I'm sure if he comes back, the bartender will tell him, oh yeah, your friends came around and gave them the letter for you, so he'll know that someone's been here. He'll know. Come on, we've gone through his room. He'll know that someone's been here.
Yeah, no, you're right. You are right. You should probably.
Is there anything else here that I want to look at?
There's a side table that you haven't looked at yet. a night table, like the small one.
I'll take my sword
Okay,
out.
it has a single drawer, you know, just the drawer and the top of the table. The top of the table has a single oil lamp, and there's a bit of a paper napkin there, just so the oil doesn't.
I lift up and read the writing on the bottom of the napkin.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's
No.
just you realize it's just so the oil that might drip doesn't stain the wood. You know, it's just obviously this person takes very good care of everything, and that's it. The oil lamp, and
Take the drawer all the way out,
okay, you take the drawer all the way out.
so there's no like hidden.
There's nothing there. Well, actually, yeah, there are like 6 nips, and you know, small change, and
There's some good songs for that.
I was just thinking. I'm gonna get
and then nothing else.
Should we? Well,
Maybe there's there is a flint, you know, something to like turn the oil lamp with, and what appears to be a small vial of oil.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Can you make that letter look like it hasn't been tampered with?
Can I
Turn the oil lamp
can just tie
Turn
the
the oil
string
lamp
on.
on. Okay.
Oh,
It
I mean,
didn't have a
you-
seal. It didn't have a seal.
So-
They drip, and now
Yes,
you put
with the
have to do
flint.
something. Yep.
We should give that back
Okay.
to the bartender.
Illuminates
Say he wasn't there.
the room very
So
nicely.
then at least when he comes back, he
It has
hands in the
like
letter
one
and
of
we can
those like
press the
ring
letter.
hooks. Carry it with.
But we have to make this place look like we haven't touched it.
I mean, it's not the.
And you should put that money
that's
back.
the life. Right, this oil
And you
lamp.
should stop
It's a
touching
lovely
things.
oil lamp. Look at it. Look at all the lights.
Yeah, it has the classic like ring with support in your hand, so you can like
We should be
carry.
smart. Here. This
It
is
would be matching the handwriting that would be difficult. Plus, it already says it finishes with a name. It would be weird to then tack something on at the end. It'd be difficult to be like, P.S. in different handwriting, we're gonna come and find you and find out where you know. It's a good idea. I just think it would be difficult to pull off in a way that didn't ring alarm bells. Touch the bottom of the drawer. Press up on the bottom to make sure that the bottom compartment is the bottom compartment.
So the bottom of the drawer that you took out.
Yeah, press on the up on
Yeah.
the bottom of it to make sure that that's definitely there's
Yeah,
not like a false
there's
bottom.
nothing
I'm
there.
gonna attach it under the desk.
What do you mean? Where it was.
Yeah, well, the desk,
Pull the
where the
whole
door
room
was.
apart.
So as you touch, you feel something that is kind of like stuck to the bottom of the desk where the drawer came out.
Uh-huh. is that we found a secret.
Is it gum?
Is it drugs?
It's good. No. It appears to be something is being held there with something. So you look there and you see some kind of like pieces of string that have been attached with. They're like thick pieces of string that have been attached with small. What is it called?
Resin?
Like those I use there.
Like a little picture.
Oh,
yeah.
Push up as a thumbtack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one you you threw with your thumb. And they appear to be 3 small vials with some green liquid.
Always think. Thing you put.
Yeah.
Do they remind me of the ones that
I
we
forgot
took
about
from from the
When he shouts out.
like the healing like the homemade healing potions that Green
No. This looks slightly different.
Huh. I was thinking again when we'll to have a look at this. There's 3 vials.
Poison, probably.
Poison.
Yeah, good
Assassin.
poison.
We didn't find any vials with the gate crashers, did we?
Nope.
We don't want to make more enemies. We need to be a...
Well, we know
It's a bit late for that now, within.
No, it's not. He's, as of yet, unaware we are in his room.
But we ransacked through his room, we took
Yes.
his letter.
I'm gonna
You
try and put the
we
drawer
should
back in.
give
Okay, you go, okay. You put the chamber pot back in.
We took his lamp oil, we pissed on his chamber pot.
I can make this place spotless
Slapped in his
again.
bed.
I'm gonna piss on his chamber pot.
Close the letter back up. Give it back. And then just say
Stuck the
he
fire
wasn't
up
there.
to the
Just say he wasn't there, so the bartender still has to give him the letter. At least we know then. We can just hang around and wait for that exchange to happen. And then just keep an eye and follow.
I mean, we could stay here for the rest of the night, and if we want to see if he
But
comes back.
if he's aware someone's been in his room, he's gonna... That's it. It's clue gone.
I mean, as someone that takes so much care of his room is not gonna leave it just like that. Surely, if we
I
see
will-
him coming into the room, we'll be able to just like go straight after him.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll trust you now, Within.
Right, everyone out. Sod you. Go on, back down. Give the letter back.
So
You
everyone,
need to, you stay. You need to lock the door.
you're gonna try to leave it exactly as you found it, using your passive perception investigation, kind of like the mental picture you form of the place. Like
Where's that piece? Where's that piece of paper?
the chamber pot was 5 centimeters more.
Where's that bird piece of paper?
Yeah, the brown piece of paper was kind of like thrown back into the thing,
No, where is it?
into the
You know.
into between the coals, and as you go through it, you realize there are more brown pieces of paper in like the ash. It wasn't the only one. This one was the only one that had flown out.
Okay, maybe he won't know. Just these. I'll take them.
I thought you kept the burnt piece of paper.
No, I suppose if he
Alright.
was going to tell
So
you.
you start taking out the brown piece of paper. Everything is completely gone. The only piece that had a bit of text was the one that was out there. I'm just confirming that everything was just there.
Tease.
That's really.
Never mind.
Okay.
It stays.
Alright, so you're gonna put the room exactly as you find it, except for the 3 vials that you take.
No.
And the
What?
dagger.
Wait.
And the dagger.
Wait. What?
We're definitely
I wouldn't
taking
have agreed to
There's
that.
no chance.
I
there's
said
chance
no.
we're doing this.
Everything has to
We're
be
gone.
used.
We're not. We're
Yeah.
gone downstairs.
Floor's closed.
There
We're
we go.
having
There
food
we
downstairs.
go.
He's not. He's not gone.
So-
I'm still here.
Okay.
Although
So
when
that-
you
you
said,
gone
not you
downstairs?
say to lock the door, I'd be like, alright, well, okay.
You see what I
Hands
was.
into
You
the
see what I
bartender.
was trying to
What's
do.
this? I'll go hand it to the bartender. No worries.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And
and
I
the
don't.
stuff, everything, back.
Well, they took the dagger and the vials.
Well, you know what I was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I said what I was doing, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
have just ran off.
No, I mean we didn't run off, but we.
Well, if you did run off, I would have sent him to go get you. So.
But you didn't really necessarily know about
Look,
all this
it's-
stuff.
I'm not wasting my time.
Well,
Putting this room back
okay,
together.
Fine, don't waste your time then. This is more important. Let's just keep what we found.
How is that more important?
He's gonna pour
What
this
use
in
is a
the
dagger and
Well,
poison?
I've lost track. Why are we fixing this up again? Because
Because we don't want him to know someone's been in his
do you
room.
think he's actually going to come back?
I
He,
think
he
he's
is
dead.
the, he is the scent.
I mean,
He is the scent. We are the hound dogs.
he's been dead for
But
days now.
If he's coming back, then we'll stay in his room. He'll come in. Then when he opens the door, we grab him. But if he's not coming back,
I mean,
then
exactly. His demonic master is not kind. I imagine that his demonic master probably punished him for whatever mistakes he made with Lord Renair, or whatever the hell happened.
That's a hell of an assumption.
Well, I mean, it's an assumption that I'm willing to make.
Yes, I I don't think this person. Look how tidy his room is. This is a smart, sophisticated.
I know you can
human
relate
being.
and you empathise and you have a.
He is methodical.
What if we put some fresh towels on his bed and then blame it on room service?
Right. If you want to steal his things, the only way this is going to work. He still puts the letter back. Somebody can stay in his room. He just has to know no one has taken his letter.
What?
And the bartender can't give away that he gave the letter away. He has to come up to his room. If he knows the letter was gone, he's not going to come to the room, is he?
But you won't know that there was a letter in the first place.
Yes, but we don't want the bartender saying, "I've given your letter to a random person."
Why don't
Hey,
we
wait a
find-
second. Gernholm, you are going through the third broth and you're feeling full now and they're not coming back. Are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna just set the last two ones, just spoon them out to equal the portions out.
Okay. So you spend some time equaling the portions up. Sorry, back to you guys.
Let's just go downstairs and find out when was the last time this fellow was here. Let's ask the bartender.
We should also ask who is being given letters.
Well, we know Culane of the Nine Waters. It says it on the letter.
No, that's the person who wrote the letter.
It's gotta be a street urchin that delivered it or some.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask anything overly.
Even still, it's a scent. We can find it.
Anyway, let's go find Ganghard downstairs. He's been by himself for a while. Let's go have some food and let's discuss this with him.
I have heard those portions here are very big.
I'm gonna say something because this is the kind of thing that your characters will remember even though as players you might not. You heard this style of naming convention before.
Of the Nine Waters.
When people were called of something and you were specifically mentioned, you specifically say, oh, what's your name? What's your
I remember
that.
that. Where you from? Like when we were signing
No, it was
I remember that.
hmm?
I remember that.
There was a person of the gentle touch,
Yes.
Of the dark desire.
of the dark desires,
I was
of
the
the
clean-
sword tattoo,
And then I was the clean of.
and you tried to come up with one name. It was a type of Kalishite style naming thing.
Plot thickens.
I wasn't
The
there
masseuse.
for that, so I'm allowed to know.
It was the. Where were we?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
were-
There's the three of us.
Yeah,
You were
Palace.
in the Purple Palace
Yeah.
back in the.
Millicent,
It was a Kalishite silks boudoir.
I wasn't there because we were.
I mean, I'm not saying that's the only Kalishite people, but in the city.
You
But
know who else has Kalashite clothes now? Oh my god!
but it's just a clue that I'm reminding you because you as characters you specifically ask what does this name mean, and the Kalishites there explain. So your characters will remember. Wait, we heard about this 2 days ago. This type of naming convention. So that's another, thing.
Anyway, we're gonna go downstairs have a bite with dinner on.
And what? Wait.
Just,
I've
just,
got
just,
2 coals in my hand.
just leave the coals, leave them be. It's all fine. Come have a fine dinner with us.
Fine.
So you leave the room more or less as it was.
Who was the bartender?
And you all pile down. You see Gernholm there with a tankard of ale, the other 4 waiting for you, and the broth, which you realize a place like this, for this rowdy crowd, they would probably. You weren't expecting to be so stingy with the. with the portion size.
Do you know anything about this Delacar person?
I've met him.
Anything of note? Anything reasonably useful? Any quips about his personality?
He was a gardener. He worked at Lord Renee's place. He's a gnome.
He's a gnome.
That's enough to go on there.
Huh. Yeah, interesting.
It's just
Who's he?
And I guess Ganhorn didn't seem too impressed with his work. But then Ganhorn was never impressed with anybody's gardening work.
Oh, it's because he wasn't a gardener. He was a bloody assassin.
Go watch your first. Oh wait, this was episode 0.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Oh.
So-
notes about it.
Was he
Yeah, that
Just-
the portions aren't very big. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've
sure.
got broth on your mouth.
Was this gnome a Dave gnome or
Let
service
me just
now?
quickly check my notes to find out.
It was a okay. So
But you know
actually,
the accent is
okay,
like
there
speak
is
Nomish.
recording of that session if you wanna. It's just a single webcam. It's a shit recording. But I'm gonna tell you this because it was a long time ago as well. The whole sequence was you were asking around all the servants of house, and this gnome kind of like came in the distance and started doing work, and was very receptive to you asking questions. You kind of like you fucked with his hedge by making a piece of hedge grow longer. So he had to cut that particular
That was
piece.
his one job for the day, basically.
Yeah, and yes, and I specifically mentioned that it felt weird that he was out there as kind of like nearing where you were, working, and you realized this is perfect. It doesn't need any work at all. Kind of, you felt like it came specifically to where you were standing talking, just
Almost
to be
like
near
he
you.
was a spy.
And the other thing that he said was, well, if you do find anything, please let me know. I care for Lorena very much.
I'm just gonna.
What's the significance?
He wasn't a
Well, I'm just saying.
in terms of his accent, he wasn't a deep gnome.
No, you would know. He was definitely a forest gnome.
Forest.
Wait, actually, no, wait. I'm going to confirm that in a second. I don't want to...
Dead. Is he dead?
Of the underworld.
Just gonna walk up to the bartender as we come down
Time
to
bar.
the thing.
Yeah, it's like 10, 20 something.
Dalekar, he didn't seem to be in his room. The
Rock gnome.
green-thumbed little gnome, probably working hard in Renee's garden still. So he hasn't been by in a few days.
No, he hasn't been by in a few days. Okay, sorry. Well, did you leave the letter under the door?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, I'm really busy right now. If he comes back, you can leave it alone for me. If he comes back, I'll just give it to him.
It's alright. We'll catch him at Renee's, I reckon.
Alright, cool.
You
Yeah.
don't need to mention that we were here. We'll bump into him before you do.
Alright, sure.
Give it to him or a complete stranger.
You've got a lot on your mind, so don't trouble yourself.
Alright, sure. Whatever. More broth over there. And someone comes with a massive bowl and starts kind of like leaning over. And the spoon is just there, and the people themselves are like, putting broth in small bowls.
That's a way to eat.
Um,
I'm gonna call out to the Bard. Hey, Bard, play the 3-Eye Raven song again.
yeah, is that okay? Ding 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 ding. Alright, we're gonna leave it there, guys. I'm guessing I'm gonna call this session the hunt for clues. You've opened up like the tree is opening up. You don't close any like branch, but the tree is kind of like growing.
Now we roll.
You don't close before you burn them.
Said the gardener.
The clues that were.
It's nice when you go somewhere for no reason and it turns out that there's a thing there.
You've been doing that so much since the first time that you went to the Branded Grave. I was like, what the fuck are they doing here? There's literally nothing leading them here.
I don't think it's nice anymore. I think we just have no idea. Like everything we know is half of it.
But because that's the thing, because you are stumbling on it. Instead of following the trail that will naturally lead there, you're kind of like skipping steps and stumbling onto stuff, which is kind of interesting because now you have this weird. I told you before we started that I had kind of like started developing one of those like police thingies to make sense of the whole thing, and I said you'll probably have to do something like that eventually if you want to start like connecting the dots of all the all the characters and how they relate to each other and who's what and who's. But yeah, and the thing is, because you're pushing ahead with so many, seemingly at least disparate.
So if we were to like go somewhere where you can close it. If we were to go somewhere where that would give us a clue that we already know, but it was a big part of the story, how are you gonna like sort it out?
I mean,
we
you
just
find
already-
it.
Like
you
for
find
example,
it.
like if we go to speak to Halum and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, like the crypt of Lord Renair. It's like, yeah.
But then we just, but then we don't have to go there and do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, no, I would definitely have the guy being so.
I have a secret for you.
All right.
So
There is a
basically,
rock gnome named Dalakar.
Disregard now.
Great.
Okay, well, you've been doing this, guys, randomly like jumping from.
Yeah, we can't like change the plot point and be like, they already know this one. What's another one?
Yeah, no.
Skip.
If you know the spoiler to
There
the
are
movie, it doesn't
certain
change when you watch
events.
the movie.
Yeah, there are certain events and networks of clues that can lead to other things that are already written in a way that I'm certainly not changing because it takes a lot of work to make that consistent. And if I start improvising that, it's gonna be a mess. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
anyway, thank you for watching, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.